We are focusing there quite a lot. We are supporting few companies that do work with AI, which
All right.
have some incredible solutions. I can mention here a company based in Chicago called Code Baby, which should provide amazing avatars for their customers, and they have very important, huge customers now. We do support them as well, but also we are providing our own solutions, which are mainly targeted for operations and enterprises.
Hey guys, and welcome to the Grow IT podcast. One of your hosts here, Trey King. And today we are very excited to have our guest, Mr. Kreshnik Gashi from Telos Labs. And today we'll be diving into his story a bit, as well as what his company does. And then, as always, some engaging insights into the technology industry. So make sure to stick around for this one. But without further ado, Kreshnik, welcome. Thanks for coming on today.
Thank you very much, Drag, for the invitation, and it's a pleasure to be with you and share our experiences and thoughts on your podcast. So I'm really looking forward to enjoy it and hopefully bring some insights and new pieces of information and opportunities that your viewers can do with our company, but also with your what you bring in the table as a leader in this field of providing growth to the industry as well.
That sounds like a plan. I think it just to kick things off, if you don't mind, just to introduce yourself and just tell us a bit about your background.
Yeah, well, I'm Kreshnik Gashi. I'm one of the partners, managing partners in in IT company Telos Labs, which deals with telecommunications support and software development. Personally, I have been engaged in different public sector leading positions in my country, in Kosovo, where is our business based. So, I mean, I am an engineer by profession, but I worked and led a few institutions back home in aviation, in telecommunication, even national security,
Oh
and
wow.
for diplomacy a little bit. So I had been very fortunate to work for my country and help establishing institutions after we got the independence as a country in 2008. So, after finishing my journey in public sector, I started off with a few colleagues to work in the private sector. We started as a startup company in tech, and it's there where I used my initial profession, which is computer sciences and telecommunications from my university degree. And we've been fortunate to work with interesting companies. Our business is mainly focused in providing remote support for different companies in the US and Western Europe. So we started off through providing support mainly for telecommunication sector, but with the time, with the growth and the changes on the technological landscape, we've been asked to provide more and more software development support than the pure tech telecommunications and network support. So therefore, we started growing. We started creating teams that do custom-made software solutions, basically digitalizing a lot of our clients' needs. And I mean, continue to do this. So, and we are continuing to do so even today. And I mean, we follow basically the trends of technology, including, I mean, what's happening today with the AI. And so we
Yeah.
were quite agile into changing rapidly and providing solutions for that. So even to, I mean, currently, apart from providing services, we are providing also, I mean, products as solutions, especially in the field of AI, which we say within our team, we like it a lot. And I mean, it's going to change the life of, and it's already changing, I think, impacting the lives of all of us.
Awesome. You've got quite a colorful background, man. You've done a lot up until now. that's
Yeah,
uh, that's
well,
awesome, Kreshnik.
thanks. Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, uh, as a new country, I mean, I was quite young into enrolling into public sector, and we were given opportunities to basically create even institutions from the beginning. So I was really fortunate to be in tasked for doing so in some important institutions such as, for example, Regulatory Authority for Electronic Communications of Kosovo, where I was the chairman of the board. I was for a while the deputy director of Civil Aviation Authority of Kosovo. Then I was Secretary General for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And for the last job I had in public sector was director of Intelligence Agency of Kosovo. After that, I thought that the public sector is done for me because I had
Yeah.
some I mean important and challenging positions, and I wanted to try a little bit myself into the private sector. So here we are. So I'm in Telos, and with Telos we grew up, and I mean we started like 5 people, and now we are around 100. So we are providing I mean services for across the globe, basically from a hub that we have in Pristina.
Awesome. Tell me, Kreshnik, based on your expertise, obviously with Telos, what are the current like market trends specifically now in this IT industry that you're aware of? Like what ways are the winds blowing these days? What are you picking up?
Yeah, I think, I mean, the last year and last 2 years were mainly about the AI. So I think, and
Yeah.
we are still in the,
Buzzword, right?
yeah, yeah, we are still, I think, in the early stages of adopting, I mean, the AI for different solutions. So we were, I mean, as a lot of, I mean, tech companies, we had some ML and AI engineers, and we were exploring some ideas and exploring some projects, and boom, the OpenAI ChatGPT came in, and I mean a lot
Yeah.
of things had changed. So suddenly everyone was talking about it and the AI. So since we had the expertise, we were approached by a big data center company in basically it's a US company, but it has a presence
Yeah.
in Europe, asked to ask us how can we digitalize and how can we make something similar like ChatGPT, but for a closed environment, for a closed data loop, and for, I mean, a secured environment where the data would be used only internally, especially for the engineering support teams and so
Mm.
that's where we started to build our own solution on AI. And I think that AI it's one of the trends where the potential has not been used completely. So, I mean, we see a lot of solutions, but there is a lot that can be done, which will make our lives different, easier. It's already impacting a lot, but it will help us a lot. So, I mean, there was the initial fear of almost everyone that people would remain jobless because of the AI is coming. But now it is seen as a potential more than a fear. And the countries that started to panic, or the governments that started to panic that we need to regulate it, or there is
Right.
a need for somehow to hold some of the development so that the market will absorb it gradually. I think that has already been gone. And I mean, there are some regulations that are in place, of course, to protect privacy, to protect security, not to misuse the AI. But this is, I mean, a trend that it needs a regulation, which is already in place in a lot of European countries, and then US has done some steps as well. But the potential is really very high. So that's where I think we have to focus, and through providing solutions which and not necessarily would be I mean 100% AI based, but it will
Yeah.
have components from the I mean different AI solutions, especially using technologies like long chain, and so would be able to do a lot of the things that were only imagined, or but were not like even imagined in before a few years back. I mean, like 5 years back, 10 years back. I mean, we see that in even in I mean our daily gadgets that we use in our phones and everything. But
Yeah.
there's a lot that we can do. I mean, there is no field where of life where there is some technology included and where AI cannot improve the
Mm.
processes, the quality of life, the and the even the applications itself that are already in existence. So I see there a lot of potential. We are focusing there quite a lot. We are supporting few companies that do work with AI, which
All right.
have some incredible, I mean, solutions. I can mention here a company based in Chicago called Code Baby, which should provide amazing avatars for their customers, and they have very important, huge customers now. We do support them as well, but also we are providing our own solutions, which are mainly targeted for corporations and enterprises.
Right. Talking about Telos, what in you've already mentioned a couple of things where I can already understand and see a lot of value what your company brings to to the table, or rather to other businesses, right? But from your point of view, what is like the most significant value that your business brings to other businesses?
Yeah. So far, I mean, we were there were companies with whom we cooperated in the 4 years of existence, and a lot of those, I mean, made significant progress due to the cooperation that they had with us. So there are, I can mention companies, I mean, that had issues they couldn't solve. Some really complex tech issues.
Right,
Well,
right. Gotcha.
had like 4 or 5 teams before us, and we were the ones who solved that matter and basically prepared a product for one of the companies that we work with, we partner with. And I mean, we were able to solve, so with a very specific expertise in the field of software development, we were able to solve an issue or bring to the table a product which they had been working for around 5 years, and a lot of teams before us, unfortunately for them, they couldn't succeed to do so. Basically, our value is providing very professional services in a very short time frame needed, with a very competitive price as well. I mean, we work with big corporations, and we work still with big corporations like Cisco, like Ericsson, like Infinera, and others. But we also work with startups to whom also, I mean, basically for every business money matters, but to whom money is really
Yeah.
very important. And our teams can provide, let's say, qualitative, sorry, products and solutions which can be found in different, for example, places, or in US, where the education is the highest level, I believe, in the world, but with a very competitive price. So basically, with sometimes with a fraction of the price, we could provide like a team of 10 people that make a solution from the idea to the POC, to the, I mean, design, basically, to the POC, to the MMP, and then to the final product. And I mean, we are even able to have it on the cloud and support it. So basically, we have people for all the cycle of development of software development, and also I mean, IT support. But software development has become like our main pillar of the business,
Mm.
because of requirements, and because the business has grown in that direction. When I say software development, I don't stop only on the software as in the traditional sense of it. It includes the data engineering, it includes the AI products, and so.
Excellent. Yeah, that's great value that you guys bring to the table. And it's actually a lot of, for lack of a better word, I don't want to say A to Z, but it sounds like it, right? You guys
Yeah.
actually do quite a lot. The
Yeah, basically, that's, I mean, we try to position ourselves as a digital transformation company. And
excellent. All
in
right.
that sense, we
That
have
makes
to have
sense.
resources for everything. Of course, I mean, we have a design team. We have, I mean, but we are not design focused. But when a customer comes and has an idea and they need a design, of course, we have a very a good design team led by a lady in our team. So we continue with software, with gathering requirements and so on and so forth. So we try to do, everything in the field of software development from A to Z. But of course, that's a huge field. I mean, but generally speaking, we had a huge kind of, and we have a huge portfolio of different projects. So
Right.
starting from, I mentioned a few times, telecommunications sector, working with the biggest, with a few of the biggest operators in the world, telecom operators, to startups in the field of cybersecurity, in the field of esports, in the field of accident prevention, and even recently in the field of, legal gambling as well. So,
Wow.
we,
That's so interesting.
yeah.
My word. That's very much interesting. Tell me, Kreshnik, you've been a leader at the forefront of, obviously a couple of not just business, but I mean institutions as well, right? And obviously now with Telos Labs as well. In your opinion, what type of mindset would you say is needed to be like a successful founder of a company?
Yeah, it sounds very cliche, but the most important thing is not to give up. So,
Yep.
you want to succeed in the day. It's a completely different kind of even mindset when working in the public sector and in the private sector. While we work in the public sector, maybe you have the budgetary resources and you have the plans, but if you see a brilliant engineer somewhere, you cannot hire that day. I mean, it's a long
Yeah.
process, and maybe eventually you won't even be able to hire someone which is really good, but it lacks a formal requirement. In the private sector, apart from not giving up, the idea is gathering around the best people. So, you won't be able to succeed unless you have a very good and clever team who can adapt, who will support you in different challenges that you would have. Imagine, for example, we let's say we not let's say, but we had experiences in different fields. But one day, a friend of mine came and said, "You know what? You are doing software development, but would it be good to also try out some of support that can be given to a European company on the field of gambling, which it needs a very specific software uh,
Yeah.
for which we haven't had uh, experience as a company." But it
Yeah.
turns out that one of our lead engineers had done that in his previous,
In his previous career.
yeah, in his
How
previous,
fortunate, right?
yeah. So, but without the support of his and the team, he was able to train the team in a very short time, and then we gathered also some others. But it's really important that we have the support of everyone within the team. And nowadays, I can mention that IT business, it's not easy because there is a lot of requirements from the business to have. There are IT needs are really very high, but
Mm.
also the companies around the world are so many, and there are so to say, the competition comes from across the globe. So you have to have a very good talent, and you have to have some qualities that makes you unique in order to be able to work, for example, with a company that we work in Florida, another company in Washington, another one in Chicago, another one in Wisconsin, another one in North Dakota. So the world is so big. So for someone from, let's say, from Florida to come and choose a company like Telos, which has around 100 people, but it's still small.
Yeah.
You have to show some really
Yes.
high
I
quality,
I
and
agree.
yeah, and the market is another challenge which I can mention is because of the high demand for IT people. There is always somehow a challenge that other companies would try to fish people from yours and which is normal. I mean, we of course we want our team to get the best for what their skills are, but
Yes.
it is very important to keep a good kind of spirit within the company and make sure that everybody's happy with what they are doing, and of course being paid well based on the standards. But no, that's not the only the requirement. So I can mention that, I mean, we have I mean, we have, as most of the companies, we have the opportunity for teams to work remotely or to come to the office, and most of them, they decide to come to the office for 3 to 4 days. So I mean, in if we take the average, is 3.5 days of everyone out of 5 working days in the week, they
Mm.
come to the office, which is very convenient for us because we talk to them, we decide, we discuss with them different ideas. Sometimes, I mean, a call comes in and someone asks for something, and I mean, if they are not there, you have to make a
Yeah.
full kind of call and ask
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah.
But while they're there, it's quite helpful. But I guess one of the most important things to have a successful company is try to keep to make I mean the teams that are here, the teams that you work with happy, and be part of the processes of development of the company itself as well.
Yeah, that's excellent advice. Thanks for that one, Krishnik. Tell me, where can the listeners get hold of you guys?
Sorry.
Where can the listeners get hold of you guys?
Well, everywhere. I mean, starting from LinkedIn, I mean, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. So the LinkedIn page is our, I mean, the most important kind of communication channel on the professional side. But
Right.
also, I mean, of course, we have the website, which is telos-labs.com. And I mean, our updates, most of our updates are there. So those are our main, I
Main
mean,
ones.
communication. Yeah.
Krishnik, I need to thank you for hopping on. You provided us with such good, valuable insights. Um, it's been a good time, and I would like to thank you, as well for hopping on today. This has been a lot of fun. I wish you and Telos Labs all the best going forward. I can fully understand why you guys are doing so well and so successful. And thanks for hopping on. Appreciate it.
Craig, thanks a lot. It was a pleasure to talk to you, and yeah, wish you all the best too. And we'll be in touch. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
All the best to your listeners too.